I've been walking beneath streetlights. I've been walking, cause I can't find peace on these nights. I've been walking, but my strides are getting slower. Still I'm walking, but I don't know where I'm going. I've been looking for love, but only found deception. Told my secrets to some people who have not kept it. Y'all ready for this? Yeah.
This is the Lisa Baxter Show, giving you the 411 in the kidney one. My girl, and say, this is.
Hello? This is the kidney hotline. Hello? The kidney emergency hotline. Hello? Oh, you have problems with your high blood pressure? Are you? Huh? Yeah, are you? Well, if you are, that wasn't you eating that fast food, was it? Oh, I'm sorry. I'm not supposed to say that. I'm on the job. Talk to your primary. Talk to your nephrologist. I gotta get click. Hello. This is the hotline. Diabetes, did you say? Do you have any symptoms? Was that you eating that jelly donut? Huh? Was it? It probably was. What do you want me to do? You should have ate the right thing. Click. Hello. Hi. Hello. Yeah. Uh-huh. You think you're going to be on dialysis? What? That machine, the 3-hour thing? Oh my God. No. Oh, I don't know what I would do if it was me. Oh, sorry. This is the hotline. Find out about your symptoms. Call one of those groups. Do something. Listen, I don't know. This is too stressful for me. I can't do it. They need that woman, that girl, that what's her name? Because this is the Lisa Baxter Show, giving you the 411 in the kidney world. Hello, everybody. Hi, new month and happy Sunday to you. Oh, welcome. I got a wonderful, fantabulous show for you tonight. Yes, I do. And just before I introduce my guest, I wanted to show you this wonderful recipe. Does that look good or not? Yes, it's from the Kidney Foundation. Wow, they got a whole lot. So you can look on their website or what have you. Yeah, chicken fajitas. The healthy way. All right? Woo! All right, so now I am going to introduce my wonderful, great, fantabulous guest. Man, he is royalty. That's all I can tell y'all. Royalty. All right. We got Uncle Jim Myers. This guy is an advocate. He's more than an advocate. He sit on boards and stuff. You know what I'm trying to say? He taught at universities. He graduated. He went to college. He was a man that did dialysis and got a transplant. Well, I'm not going to tell his story because he's going to tell his own story, but he's a diamond. He's beautiful. Oh, he's just too many things. It'd be so long to say everything that I would have to read at least 2 papers, but he's going to tell you himself. I'm introducing right now, Uncle, our uncle, my uncle, and your uncle, Uncle Jim. Welcome. All right, Uncle, welcome. How are you?
I'm good. How are you, Lisa?
I'm alive and kicking. I'm better that I see you here. Come on now. You royalty. Yes. And you the host of Kidney Stories.
Yes, ma'am.
I had to have you. Come on now. Come on. Yes. Well, we're going to ride and we're going to cruise and we're going to fly a little bit right to your story. Okay. Now, before
Okay.
you start, what was some of the things that, what kind of job did you have before you had to be on dialysis when you were working out, out in the
I
field?
was a lawyer. I practiced trial law for over 20 years, mostly personal injury work, automobile accidents, workman's compensation, products liability, medical malpractice, things like that.
Wow. Well, we got the right man on our side then. If you know the law and everything, the kidney stuff is a cinch. So I know where to drive, to come, or to scoot over to. Now, how long did you hold this position?
How long? Oh, I was a lawyer for over 20 years.
Okay.
I graduated from law school in 1979, Valparaiso University School of Law here in Indiana.
Oh, okay. All right. So you like that position, in other words?
I
20
did.
years, you had to love it.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear.
20 years, you had to love it. You felt something.
Yeah. It seemed like a good idea at the time, Lisa.
Oh, okay. Wonderful, wonderful. Okay. I'm gonna go into your kidney story, and then I'll go into your job that you
Okay.
have, that you possess, with the different kidney spots. Okay. So
Okay.
tell us a little something about your kidney journey, sir.
All right. I was practicing law. I was 25 at the time. I started having pain and issues in my kidney area. Polycystic kidney disease runs in my family. 5 members of my family had it, including my dad. So I knew right away that I should probably talk to a nephrologist. I talked to my private doctor. He referred me to a nephrologist in Indianapolis, a guy named Dr. Hellman from IU Health. I was diagnosed with polycystic kidney disease. They put me on high blood pressure medication. They put me on a kidney diet. I followed that and visits with them every 6 months or so for a long period of time. I ended up on dialysis at the age of 58. I was on dialysis for a period of 4 years. And then I had a kidney transplant at the age of 62 in 2016. And I've been a happy kidney transplant, fortunate kidney transplant patient ever since. So that's my kidney story in a nutshell.
Wow, impressive.
I had all kinds of I'm not sure how far you want to get into this, Lisa. I had all kinds of personal things that happened to me. I lost my marriage. I lost my home. I could no longer practice law. I couldn't keep up with the court appointments, that kind of thing. So I usually don't talk about those things when I speak now, because I'm trying to encourage people. I'm trying to lift people up. When I do my show, I usually don't talk about loss so much, but that was a part of it. I don't want people to think that I just sort of floated through this unscathed. Because that would not
Some
be
people will
truthful.
think that, Yeah, I know. Polycystic kidney disease run in my family as well. I did get it from my father as well. 6 of my siblings been on dialysis. My 2 aunts, my uncle, my mother-in-law. I did 12 years of dialysis myself, 4 years transplanted. But
Wow.
along in there, a lot of hell broke loose. So sometimes, only reason why sometimes you share the hell, because now they see the way you look now and you're in victory. But they have to know how you got there sometime. If you want to be private, there's nothing wrong with being private. But if you're able to tell a little something, that'll give them some hope. Because if they think you skated along, they think it's easy. And when they get on dialysis, they're wondering why it's not easy for them. But half of us been through hell and that. I don't really know anybody that skated through it or was easy. But If they are, I like to shake their hand. I like to meet them, give them a high five or something, a hug, a kiss, and a prayer. How about that?
It's, yeah, it's not the normal course of events. You know, in a way I was fortunate because kidney disease runs in my family. You know, the way this normally happens, Lisa, is, you know, the individual doesn't feel well. You go to the hospital, they discover that you have issues with your kidney. They put a catheter in, and the next day you're on dialysis. You sort of fell out of bed and didn't realize you were sick, but you really have been sick for a period of years.
Well, you know, I got a physical every year and what have you, but I didn't find out until I was going to marry my husband, and we had the blood test, and they started, you know, seeing things within that, and then they sent the report, and my husband was my fiance, and he opened it up, and he saw it, you know what I mean? So I told him, run if you got to run. I don't know what this means. So if you want to take off and run, I didn't want him to run, you know, but he didn't run, and he said, I believe God. I just needed to hear him say that. He said it. I already believed him. And we went through that journey together, his journey
Good.
and mine. He had, he had a cancer journey, and I had that. But we started out well for a good number of years before we started breaking down.
Right, right. Yes. I know that's very difficult. I kind of went through my journey by myself. I have a son that held my hand a little bit, and there was a woman on dialysis. Her name was Maureen O'Brien. Maureen definitely held my hand quite a bit when I was on dialysis. So I did have some help along the way. But as far as family was concerned, most of my family was gone. So, you know, I was on my own quite a bit. So, I understand the loneliness that comes with it.
Well, you get another family along with it. You know, my church family is one family. The kidney family is a whole nother world of family. And you got people that sometimes treat you a little more, just as good as your blood family treats you. So you got us now, so you don't have to go through nothing ever again.
No, I know that. I've been very lucky. I have very, very good friends. I have very, very good kidney friends, and a lot of them are watching tonight. I keep seeing their names flash up on the screen. So,
wow. Well, you're doing better than me. I should have my reading glasses on. I'd probably see more, but then I'll be going like this and everything, scaring everybody and shaking them up. Now, you sit on boards and stuff. Tell me about some of your kidney jobs, what you volunteer doing, because I'm very impressed.
I'm with the National Kidney Foundation. I'm a former regional leader for them in the Midwest. I'm on their kitchen cabinet committee for COVID-19, and I was also named Advocate of the Year in 2019, the Richard A. Selleck Award. I'm on the board of directors with the American Association of Kidney Patients. I also started their initiative for pediatric kidney patients. I have a soft spot for kids. I'm on their trichinosis board group, and also I'm on what would be the equivalent of their social media group. I try to help out a little bit with the way that they're viewed and published, the things that we sell, that kind of thing. And I'm also with the American Kidney Fund. I'm just an advocate for them. We're doing a fundraiser lately to raise money to honor the 37 million of us that are kidney patients. It's a walk-based fundraiser, and I hope if you see me out walking a little bit this August, we're trying to get 37 miles in 1 month. A mile for each kidney patient, that you'll be kind enough to contribute. The money goes directly to the American Kidney Fund. I'm not interested in money. They donate 97 cents of every buck to kidney patients in need. For example, they have a coronavirus fund. They have an emergency weather fund. They have a fund for people that have financial issues with transplant. They have a fund for people that have financial issues with dialysis. So they're good folks, and I'm pleased to be working with them. And also, I'm with the Chronic Disease Coalition. In July, we just celebrated Chronic Disease Month. That's a whole group. I'm learning a lot from that, Lisa. That's a whole group of people that have disabilities and not just kidney disease, but many other things. And I've learned quite a bit from my fellow ambassadors, and we try to do things overall for the disabled population. For example, we're on the Hill, and we're pounding the pavement a little bit for surprise medical bills. For example, we think that your bill should be disclosed in full before the time that you obtain the service, for example. So I work with them. There are many other groups that I work with. I'm not real good at saying no. So pretty generally, if I'm asked, I try to make a contribution. My friends at Get Loud for Kidneys, my friend Ashley Somix is an example of someone that I've worked with to try and raise awareness for testing, early treatment, early detection, trying to lessen the effects of kidney disease. And for people that are on the kidney waiting list, there's about 100,000 people that are waiting for a kidney, and they transplanted approximately 20,000 last year. So there's a big gap there, and people are at it every day. And 12 or 13, depending on whose numbers you believe, pass away every day waiting on that list. And we want that to stop. We want everybody to get a kidney that is looking for it. So there are various things that I do to try and help out.
That's fantastic. That's truly fantastic. You're very active, and it's good to be active, in your life, in your own treatment, and even in your recovery. You just got to be active in the whole thing. Have a say so. Be educated about your illness, know your family history, and you definitely know all of that. You definitely done your homework. You got statistics down pat. I ain't mad at you. I just not mad at you. So I like you. I wore a shirt too. I hate the wait. That's I do a lot of organizations like you. That same fund helped me when I had issues with paying the Medicare. Was it Medicare when I first got Medicare? When I first got on dialysis, I had issues or something with it, and they really helped me out. So I do understand what they do and how they do it. They are excellent fun. I couldn't put enough resources up on my page. You know what I'm saying? And it's nice to belong to all these things. I understand. I pro and Live on New York. This is part of Live on New York shirt. You know what I mean? And Price Foundation as well. I just did a magazine spread with them. They did put me on the cover. I'm like, what? I ain't mad at you. I was shocked. You know what I mean? But I'm grateful that they want to tell the story and put it out there. You know what I mean? So that's what you got to do. This is what we work towards. We want to bring awareness any way that we can. So if it take a street fair, a job fair, a health fair, a walk, a fundraiser, a song, a show, a poem, or a dance, we got to do it. How about that?
Anything to raise awareness for kidney disease. They spend thousands of dollars doing research on other types of diseases. What do they spend for us? $26, $25 per patient? That's just not adequate. For example, Lisa, when I went on dialysis, the same basic machines that they used when I used to sit with my dad back in the 1980s, those were the same machines that they were using on me. So that gives you some idea of really how little up to this point that they've done research. Independent groups like Kidney X, for example, are trying to get us more up to speed. But really, I'm very happy to hear that you do the number of things that you do to raise awareness for kidney disease and kidney patients, because we're the ninth leading killer in the United States from diseases, we deserve to be heard. We deserve to have our time.
It's like we under a rock, I always say. And
Yes.
and it shouldn't be that way. It should be like any other thing going on, any other type of illness, but God forbid it's just not, you know what I mean? But it takes people like all of us to do this together. You know what I mean? It's not
Yes.
a competition or a race. We run in the same race, going the same direction. And so I'm just glad to see that you didn't let anything stop you. You know what I mean? From the
No,
least of these,
no.
you know what I mean? From the youngest to the oldest, we all should be doing something. Big or small, something.
The way that I look at it, Lisa, the experiences that I've had it in my life, with my family, as a lawyer, with legislation, dealing with judges, writing, social media, all of that kind of came into play. And, I realized that this is my purpose in life, that all of the things that happened to me formed a purpose to be a kidney advocate and to let people know about kidney disease and to let my kidney friends know about the things that go on, what different organizations are doing, what they're doing in science, what innovations are coming forth, what the politicians are doing, what the legislators are doing. I think it's very, very important that, when you have knowledge like that, you try to share to your friends and the people in the community. And I consider everyone in the kidney community to be my friend. And I try to work hard with everybody. Of course, we have disagreements from time to time, but basically the idea is that we want to get that information out there. And that's why I'm so active on social media. I try to share something every day and every evening to help people. And I do write quite a bit. So I've been very fortunate. A lot of my blogs have been published. So I want people to be aware of what's happening in the kidney community, the things that are happening to make life better for all of us, the things that we need to be concerned about, the things that we need to pay attention to, the political people, what they're doing, what our politicians are doing, what our members of Congress are doing, the people that support us, the legislation that's important. That's all part, in my mind, of being a good kidney advocate. And I like to think that I'm the people's kidney advocate, that I am your advocate, that I'll be there for you until I can't do it anymore, and probably do it for a couple more days after that. So.
Yes. Yeah. Well, you running with the baton. I ain't mad at you. You got your sneakers on and you're going and you're going. Now, you mentioned something on your show on Friday night. Your show is on Friday night at 8:30, right?
Yeah, like twice a month.
Okay, twice a month. Y'all hear that? I'm just throwing it out there if y'all didn't know. Because we got so many beautiful people on. Of course, we got Bella, we got them all up there. Mr. Jared, Mr. Steve, Mr. Mika, and Andrea. So I think I didn't forget anybody. So we all are all out there. Now you did something on Friday. You had a website. No, you had an email for people to tell their story because you said it makes a difference. It makes a difference, with Congress and what have you. Tell us that email and tell us about it.
Sure. Basically, through research and through the things that they teach us as an advocate, what I've found out is that a lot of people are reluctant to communicate with their politicians, their member of Congress, their members of state legislators, because they feel that they don't speak well or they don't present themselves well. And nothing could be further from the truth. The truth of the matter is that no one knows your kidney story the way that you do. And all you really need to talk about is your life experience. You can have some political block like myself help you out with the rest of it, but when you tell your kidney story, if you're talking to your actual member of Congress, your actual state legislator, they'll remember 80–90% of what you said. And this is what motivates them to act, which motivates them to co-sponsor legislation, to write legislation, to do the things that are necessary to help us. If you're speaking to one of their liaisons, if you're speaking to one of their staff members, one of their health liaisons, they will remember almost 100% of the story. And I've had it happen where I was in meetings and, for example, like my friend Curtis Warfield was telling his kidney story. Curtis is an advocate from Indianapolis, and he's on the board of directors with the National Kidney Foundation of Indiana. And we were talking to a representative for Andre Carson, who is a representative, one of our national representatives in Congress from my state. And that young man volunteered that people in his family were getting liver transplants, that he had been through some of this. So we knew from that some of the things that we were asking for or requesting, immunosuppressant drug bill, Living Donor Protection Act, that rang a bell with him, that he personally identified with that. And because of that, he would make a recommendation to his member of Congress to please co-sponsor and support the bill, simply based on his family's history. Well, that's very, very important. That's why telling your story is so very, very important, because this is what causes members of Congress to act. Even, like, let's say, for example, Lisa, we're on social media. Don't think that they don't take notice of the things that you talk about when you tell your story on social media, or the things that you post. If they begin to receive posts, a certain number of minimum posts on a topic, that goes right to the top of the things that they're going to be concerned about. So let's say that they receive 20, 30 posts about the immunosuppressant drug bill. 36 months Medicare carries you for your immunosuppressants. After that, you either have to have insurance or you're on your own. So the things that maintain your transplanted organ, so things that maintain your transplanted kidney, they stop paying for that after 36 months. And it's about $2,400 a month, maybe $24,000 a year. You end up going back on dialysis if your kidney rejects. That's $100,000. So there's a big price difference there, right? But when they start to see you posting on social media, when they start receiving these posts on Twitter, or you post to their Twitter account, or you write them a letter, or you send one of those form letters from the National Kidney Foundation, or the AAKP, or the AKF, or the Chronic Disease Coalition, all examples of groups that support that. All of a sudden, that goes on the top of their radar. That's like, whoa, we got to start paying attention to this. Constituents are concerned about this. And then when they see that the COB, the people that rate how much things are going to cost in terms of legislation, when they see that they can save maybe $70 million over a period of 10 years, then all of a sudden they're all in. Even the people that have been telling us for years, we don't want to do this, we're not interested in this. This legislation, by the way, Lisa, has been pending for 20 years in Congress. Now, all of a sudden, because the Central Budgeting Office said we can save money, we can save the taxpayers money, we can save Medicare money, a lot of money over a period of 10 years by simply keeping people on their transplant. Then all of a sudden it becomes important. You see how that works, right? So the liaison hears it, the member hears it, they start seeing it on social media. All of a sudden it becomes important to them. Why is that? Because we vote, okay? The kidney community votes. There's quite a few of us out there, right?
Yes, we are.
There's 37 to 40 million, maybe as much as 90 million of us that have chronic kidney disease out there. We vote. We're an important constituency. So
Wow. Yes.
they start to listen to us now, right? Because they know they know in November we're going to the polls. What happened in the midterms? Healthcare was the biggest issue. Healthcare was the biggest issue. If you ignored healthcare, you didn't get reelected. Period.
I know that's right. Now, Uncle,
now they're starting to pay attention.
Uncle, you ain't wrong, Uncle. I love your drive. But Mr. Belcher got a show at 9 o'clock. You know I can go on all night. Me and you both can go on all night. But if you could say anything out there to encourage somebody to do something, what would you say? I want that, and I want your shout out before I end this show. It's been hot and fiery and interesting.
If when I work with young advocates, for example, when I want them to understand what they do is important, this is what I tell them. I tell them to never underestimate their own value and the things that they have to say, and to remember that there are those of us that are older, that have been around for a while. And if you reach out to us, we are more than perfectly willing to help you. That we will give you guidance. We will tell you what to do. We will tell you where to look. We'll send you information in the literature. People like myself, Kemp Ressler, Mary Ballacher, I mentioned my friend Curtis Warfield, all of us, Gary Bodenheimer. I know I'm forgetting people, and I'm going to apologize because there's so many experienced advocates out there. We are waiting for you to contact us so we can help you. And
is there a website or an email or a phone number they can contact you at?
They can always find me on Facebook, Jim Myers, Myers. My email address is kidneystories@hotmail.com. My telephone number is 219-359-6616. Anybody that wants help, anybody that has a question, and anybody that wants to know what organizations to work with, anybody in the kidney community that needs anything, you can contact me anytime. I will get back.
All right. Well, is there a shout out to anybody before I say goodnight to you, my sweet Uncle Jim, the man on fire?
My friend Melissa Tuft, the network recently asked her to come on and do a show. Mel, you should do it. You should do it. You would be great. My friend Jonathan Traylor, who is a kidney advocate in the making. John, I want you to keep doing what you're doing. Keep walking for the AAKF or the AKF. I know you're walking up and down those stairs in your building because it's so hot out there in Texas. I want to encourage you. Keep doing it. Keep telling people your story. Keep going on shows like this. Stephen and Jarrett sponsor. I want to give a shout out to my kidney brother and my bestest friend in the whole world, Kemp Ressler, who is a tremendous kidney advocate. His organization, Kidney Solutions, is actually helping people get kidneys. He has doctors that refer patients to him. He works with the patients. Wow. Sometimes they get preemptive transplant without going on dialysis. Wow. Bound to last longer. Living donor usually involved in that. Big shout out to Ken. I think he's like the best kidney advocate in the United States right now.
Wow. Well, Uncle.
Big shout out to my friend Martin, who's been following me. I see his name coming up. Thanks, Martin. I appreciate it.
I'm glad you saw him.
My friend Andy, who was in the Navy and is a recent kidney transplant person. I'm sure I'm forgetting people, and I apologize. But
everybody, that's what I do, because I saw a few names and now I don't remember who those names is to say it when I, end the show. So I'm gonna say thank you, everybody. So I'm not mad at you. I know it helps. It's from the head, not the heart. Yeah. But I thank you, Uncle Jim. You're a blessing, and you're a force to be reckoned with. Keep doing such a great job. I look forward to working with you further. All right? Keep
great. I look forward to working with you too.
Good night and have a great day.
You take
Great
care. Have a
night.
good evening, my friend.
Thank you so much. Excellent. Fantabulous. Well, you guys heard it for our Uncle Jim. He gave a wealth of information. I hope you got it all. Again, thank you for supporting, sharing, praying, and loving on us. Have a beautiful night and a beautiful evening. Good night. Farewell. Next week. See ya. Peace.
Oh, I've been walking beneath streetlights. I've been walking, cause I can't find peace on these nights. I've been walking, but my strides are getting slower. Still I'm walking, but I don't know where I'm going. I've been looking for love, but only found deception. Told my secrets to some people who have not kept it.
Y'all ready for this? Yeah. My girl, and say, this is the Lisa Baxter Show, giving you the 411 and the kidney one. My girl, and say, this is